This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello, my little freakazoid classmates. I hope you're feeling absolutely fabulous today. And I know that you're wondering, when is the high school guidance counselor going to guide me on my problems, on my trauma, on my drama? Well, guess what, honey? I'm going to start doing it today. That's right. You can email seniorsuperlativespod@gmail.com with the subject line, guidance, classmates. What's the guidance line? Classmates Corner. Because this segment is going to be called Classmates Corner. Now, I really think that you should do this because, I'm going to be giving you free advice. And whoever my hot guest is of the day will also be chiming in with their little noodles. So, please email us at seniorsuperlativespod@gmail.com. And, rid yourself of that high school trauma. Guys, you better watch out. Some girls are only about that thing. The second verse is dedicated to the men. More concerned with his rims and his Timbs than his women. Good God. I'm going to end it on that.
Yeah, it's just, first of all, the fact that you have to look up the lyrics, you're probably the first person that doesn't have them.
Well, no, I just wanted to pick my entry point because I couldn't take it from the top.
I feel like I still wouldn't know how to start without starting from the beginning. It's a very tough song.
That's why I needed to just be like, where am I going to go?
Because you also have to need the intro from because I feel like that's the yeah, that's like it's.
Yeah.
You made the smart choice. You made the smart decision. Why did I even question you?
Wait, how does? Oh no, they have it in here in the written lyrics. Yo, remember back in the Boogie when the cats used to hum it as like, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it's such an amazing song. And for those of you that don't know that song, it's Doo-Wop by Lauryn Hill, the one, the only, irreplaceable Lauryn Hill.
That'd be weird not to know. I want to meet that person that doesn't know that song.
I'm sure some fucking Gen Zer sucking on a vape right now has no idea about that song.
I bet you they do. I bet you they all do.
Maybe we'll get resurrected in Stranger Things like Kate Bush and be back on the top of the charts, which it should. Now, for those of you who are saying, okay, we're in the year 2000, we're listening to Lauryn Hill, what year is it? 2000.
Yes.
And what movies are out? And I'm going to do movies. It's movie day today in Greta universe, in Senior Superlatives universe. For starters, Road Trip came out.
Yes.
Tom Green was huge at the time.
Yes. Breckin Meyer,
also huge, because Breckin Meyer was coming off, not fully coming off. I guess it was 6 years earlier of Clueless, yes. But It was a transformation from the hippie stoner Breckin Meyer to the clean cut Breckin Meyer. Yes.
And I think this is also the same year he probably. Was that the Studio 54 movie come out in 2000? I believe also. With
I don't know.
Hot Ryan Felipe being a Studio 54
I do not know of said film.
Oh, it's called 54, starring Ryan Felipe, Breckin Meyer, Selma Hayek.
Oh my God.
Mike Myers, who plays the gay owner of Studio 54.
And you know what? Thank God. Thank God for that casting.
Because I was like, you know what? Get the creepiest one.
Because I've always said Michael Myers needs to be gay. That's what the biz has been saying. Thank God.
But if you want to see him do a bunch of cocaine and be homosexual, that's the movie to watch.
54. You heard it here first. American Psycho came out in the year 2000. Love. Kind of a timeless classic.
It really was. It really made a lot of straight men very horny.
Let's see. What other icons were in that? Jared Leto.
Yes.
Also. Justin Theroux, Reese Witherspoon, Chloe Sevigny, Willem Dafoe.
But I think it was Christian Bale's first big thing.
Yeah.
Outside of I think that's the last time we saw him was Newsies.
Yeah.
And he came in
very hot.
Yeah.
He came in very hot. Requiem for a Dream. God, maybe Jared Leto was just having a big year this year.
He was having a very good year in the year 2000. I tried everything I could possible to stop it, and no one listened to me back then.
Scary Movie also came out this year.
Yes.
I love that movie. I still love it.
Anna Faris
Vision.
Truly doesn't get the respect she deserves for her ability and acting.
She, first of all, should have been nominated for an Oscar.
Easily.
For this movie.
For all the movies, honestly.
Every single
House
movie.
Bunny?
Smiley Face, which I talk about all
it
the
is
time.
so fucking good. Oh my, am I allowed to swear? I'm allowed to
You're,
swear.
fuck.
I was going to anyway.
Yeah, you can say anything you want. I'm gonna list just 3 more movies, and then I'm
Please.
gonna stop, and then we're gonna get on with it. But Memento also came out
Look,
with Guy Pearce.
I know a lot of people love this movie, and I'm gonna let you guys know something right now. Memento is a movie for stupid people who want to feel smart.
I would say yes. I'm
'Cause
going to agree with you.
I sat there and was like, I figured it out very quickly that
Yeah.
he was a killer, and I was like, and I had to watch the rest of the hour of the film left,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't.
Everyone thought it was so crazy, like a guy tattooing
Yeah.
himself, and now it's like, babe, we do that every day.
Yeah. Also, like, what are you trying to? Oh, somebody's a murderer. Is that what you're trying to figure out? Somebody you murder you want to like, and it's like I hate twist endings. I've never been that girl. I'm like, build up a story. Don't try to fucking trick me at the end, because I always get it ahead of time, and then it's just ruined for me.
I don't like it. If you're gonna give me a twist, you better work really, really hard on it.
Yeah.
Remember when movies were doing that thing where it was like, JK, that was all a dream? Criminal.
See, what I love is, like, if you want to do a twist ending, make the ending a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Recast everyone.
That's really
that would be
funny.
That would be hysterical. And all of a sudden, you're just like, oh, just an older woman, and then just out of nowhere.
You and I should use the title Twister, so people think it's a tornado movie. Come in, nothing to do with the weather.
Full rom-com.
Yeah. About people playing the game Twister.
Yeah.
And the last movie that I'm going to list, just because I think people need to revisit this, because it is a timeless classic, Bedazzled, starring Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley.
It is a remake.
It is a remake.
And an equally good remake.
Yeah.
I don't think it got, like, Elizabeth Hurley is also another one who I think is, like, an amazing actress.
Incredible.
Never got her due.
She's perfect. Sorry, hold on. I'm cracking open a sparkling water. Ooh, refreshing. She's perfect, and you know, that's all that matters. And where were we when we were marveling at Elizabeth Hurley's perfection? We were in Seattle, Washington.
Yes, I was.
And who are we? We're Solomon Georgio.
We're Solomon Georgio. We are freshly 18, just came out of the closet.
Oh, you came out in high school.
Oh, I came out when I was 18, which was the year 2000.
So when you were legal.
The second I was able to get out of my parents' house, I got the fuck out, and I was like, I am homosexual, and I'm in charge of the city.
Wow. I love that. So what did you do in your time as mayor?
I definitely ruined the economy. Built 2 monorails that never worked.
There you go. But I have to know, what were you like in high school? What was going on with you? What was your high school like? What were you wearing? What was the vibe? Were you in a clique? Tell me everything.
I want to say that I was a nerd, but in all honesty, I was just a quiet, smart kid that was mean whenever anyone talked to me. So I definitely had, like, a small group of friends here and there, but for the most part, kept to myself. My fashion, I loved monochrome moments. I was always been a monochrome person. I think my favorite outfit in high school at one point were I got that Gap jacket that came that you can put into a little baggie and zip it away.
Yes.
I got that in khaki brown, and then I was wearing
Beautiful.
khaki shorts, and I had a khaki polo to also go with it,
This sounds very chic.
and a fresh pair of K-Swiss.
Beautiful, the white ones.
Oh yes.
I love this. This is very now. That fashion is fully come full circle.
At that moment, though, however, people were like, "The fuck are you wearing?"
And you're like, "Don't worry about it.
You'll catch
This'll
up
all
one
make
day."
sense 22 years later.
I also had braces for, like, the first 2 years, and, like, my parents ran out of, like, health insurance, so, like, I couldn't get them removed for 2 years longer than I had them as well.
I actually know someone like
Yeah.
that. I know someone that had braces, couldn't get them removed their own wire. psychotic, but then kept the bracket because they obviously
Wow.
couldn't remove the bracket on their own.
See, the one of them fell off. Like one of the like little the brackets fell off, and so it was like everything else was there except for
One single
one
bracket.
glaring front tooth bracket. But then like
hell.
we fortunately like we figured it out, and it was removed, and now my teeth are perfect.
Yeah, your teeth really are
Truly, they
perfect.
are honestly worth it.
Yeah.
If
No complaints.
No complaints. If I could do it all over again, I would probably do 2 more years.
So you were really smart in high school.
Yeah, I was, but I was also condescending about it, and I was smart, and I was like but like nothing in the practical way. Like I would not like if you like I was very good at science and math, and I use neither of those things
Yes.
in my day-to-day life. And as a matter of fact, if you made me do science and math right now, I'd be so upset.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those skills that it's a temporary skill.
Yes.
You have it in high school, and then if you don't go on to make it your profession of sorts, like you're not remembering how to do trigonometry. You're not remembering, like, can you name the periodic table?
There's a table of periods?
Isn't that what it's called? Okay, because I was about to be like,
I was making a joke.
Yeah, I know, but then I got insecure. I got insecure because I was such a bad student that I'm like, no, Greta, that's not what it's called.
No, I used to know the atomic. I think I used to actually knew like the atomic weight of them all, which is like because they all have amount of electrons, they all have amount of neutrons and
something.
neurons. And I used to. I don't know why I used to care about that. I can't for the life of me like remember any of that stuff now, but it was like very integral to me at that point. Like I was very good academic wise, but I was like all I want to do is perform. And I want to be on the stage, but I was like so introverted and so shy and like had the worst kind of stage fright. So
You didn't do theater?
no, I did do theater, but I wasn't the star of anything. Like we did improv, and that was the best I ever did.
Mhm.
But it was still like I wasn't the star of the show. Like no one's like Solomon, gonna be a performer.
Did you feel though that like the people that were the stars in your high school were actually the stars in real life?
The stars in my like I feel like they were the stars in their own real lives, but I feel like anyone.
I mean, like now, do you feel like
do I think that star?
Yeah.
No. If you made me go back in time to cast anyone from my high school to
Yeah.
be on anything,
Yeah.
I would only cast myself. None of those kids deserved a single moment to shine, and I'm hoping that most of them are not doing well right now.
I understand. I feel similarly.
It's just I feel like theater in high school is not. I'm not saying that all the kids that came out of that program, like the theater school, were bad. It's just the ones that are like the stars are the worst people.
Yeah.
Because they thought to succeed in your head by getting the lead role in a high school play is not where your hopes should end.
No.
like
No.
you should be like it's a high school
Yeah.
show. I should be this is fine.
Yeah.
This is normal.
You shouldn't suddenly feel like you are Meryl Streep
No,
or Glenn Close.
not at all.
And they really would hit diva status.
Yeah, immediately.
And it's like, honey, we're just doing Little Shop. And you're off key.
The whole time.
The whole time.
That's the only reason. That's the only fun of watching high school productions is they're not as good.
Yeah.
And but they definitely they have all the spirit
Oh, it's
and
spirit
delusion.
beyond. And then if you got to kiss in your high school play, I mean, that was a whole other thing.
I don't think we were allowed.
Really?
I'm trying to remember if I saw any kisses. I don't think we did in the Grease, because one of the high schools I went to, they had a Grease musical. They got rid of like the abortion song,
Oh my God.
which is like Rizzo's only important song.
I'm hopelessly devoted.
Well, that's
to
Olivia Newton-John.
you.
That's
Wait, what's the Rizzo song? When she's like,
she's walking by herself
and she's in the school.
Yes.
And she's in that red button down.
Mhm. And
What is
it's her after abortion song,
Yeah.
and I can't remember how it goes right now, but I know they got rid of it. Cause we haven't watched Grease in 20 years, so I'm trying to remember the song.
I don't remember the song at all. It's crazy. It's
Well-
as if the crazy world that we're in doesn't want us to remember Rizzo's abortion song.
You know, I think they're doing everything in their power to rewrite history.
Erasure, Rizzo erasure. Wait, you went to multiple high schools?
I did. I went to 2 schools in Seattle. Well, one of them like so I went to like this school in like the city proper. It was pretty diverse, and then I went to this like very white school in a North Seattle suburb that I hated with my whole heart.
Was that where you graduated from?
I graduated with independent studies because I ran away to LA when I was 17,
Oh
and
my God.
I stole money from my mother's bank account. Hopped on a bus to LAX with a dream
And a cardigan.
No,
Welcome
I like
to the land. Wait, hold on. Okay. I'm setting down my sparkling water, shifting my body fully to get comfy cozy on the chair. And now I need you to elaborate on everything you just said.
Here's the thing. In order to become a true star, unlike the ones that I met in my high school, you have to have a life of trial and tribulation.
Yes, and
which I was in the process of. That's why I wasn't known to be a star at the time. I was building the experiences needed to become one.
Oh my God.
But no, I was like, I was closeted little kid, wannabe nerd, and I was like, I've taken zero risk in my life, and my parents are very like rigid immigrant parents, and I was like, you know what? You deserve to be a star. And then I was like, I just ran away to LA. Summer of 1999, when I was 17. All Star by Smash Mouth just came out, so I was definitely inspired.
Yeah. Rat Race.
Rat Race. Oh, that comes out 2 years later.
It does. Oh yeah,
2001.
2001.
Yes, the song was done and dead, and Rat Race was like, you know what'd be a fun ending?
This All Star. So, okay, so you were going into your senior year of high school when you decided to run
It was
away.
a summer. Yeah, it was the summer of '99. I just hopped on and I stayed in the hostel around the corner from the Chinese theater during the release of Star Wars Episode 1. There was a line the whole time until the day of the release, and I would hang out with those nerds every day. And then the people that I was with, I did my first open mic at the time, and I bombed.
Oh my God.
Then I ran out of money, and I ended up I stayed in 2 shelters, but the one that I stayed in longer was up in Van Nuys called Children of the Night, which is like a shelter for like sex workers under the age of 18, which I wasn't, but they were like, you closet homosexual, you come right in here, you're safe. And then then I had terrible like anxiety attacks towards the end of it and stayed in a mental institution in Inglewood, California.
Oh my God, for how long?
I was like 2 weeks, and then my dad picked me up and he was like, we're gonna go back home. I'm like, sure, buddy.
So how long were you gone for?
I think 5 months altogether.
Wow. And did you tell your parents you were in LA?
I left a letter on my bed, but neither of my parents can read, so I didn't nothing.
So they were just like,
they like my brother like 2 months later was like, yeah, we like they finally read the letter, and I said I ran away to Canada, so that had nothing.
that's crazy. Why did you tell them that you ran away to Canada?
I don't know, just to
Throw them off
throw
the
them
scent?
throw them off the scent if they like decide to call the cops. I don't know. Like I had no conversations with anyone in the family, so it's not like they could have figured out that I just
Right.
up and left to LA. But it definitely was a tonal shift in the family dynamics. 'Cause I was the golden child that was like, gonna be the doctor, gonna be the scientist. And I
Right,
was
like so smart, so good at school. What, did you have any friends at school?
I had friends, I had people that I was in touch with, but there was like the only person that I still kind of talk to this day is only one of them. Like the rest of them were very, very temporary. I kind of always kind of figured that about high school. Like that's why I never have any hang-ups about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is not the rest of my life. Y'all have
Yeah.
fun here.
Yeah.
If this is your peak, good luck.
I felt very similarly. I had so much anxiety and depression in high school. And I think a lot of it was mostly just rooted in me being like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to have to talk with you. I feel like a fabulous 47-year-old woman.
Yes.
And I don't want to be around 15-year-olds who smell bad.
Yeah. It's like every boy here smells like socks,
Yeah.
old socks and cum. And I just...
Everyone smelled like cum.
It's true. It is. It's like this fucking musty seawater scent that was covered in Polo Sport, which was, I remember when Aqua de Gio came into the conversation, and it was truly, I've never been more upset with a smell in my entire life.
One of my high school boyfriends wore it. And to this day, you will get an occasional
Yeah.
whiff. If you're in an airport, if you're in a mall, you will get a whiff of it. And
Yes.
it brings me back to Valentine's Day when he took me to Chipotle because your date would eat for free. And then we went to have sex and he pulled out a vibrating disposable cock ring.
Disposable?
Yeah, Trojan made them for a brief period of time. Anyway, it was awful.
That is wild.
Terrible, 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 terrible. And that was
We
my
had-
first time like seeing like a cock ring not in porn, and I just remember being like,
Yeah. That is wild. This vibrating, like, what does it do?
it was like a vibrating part, like for my pleasure. But the thing is, unless I was fully on his
Yeah.
dick, it just made noise, it just rattled around.
It's like it's in the wrong place. It should be right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's put it in the center.
You know what? You should be a vibrator instead. It's what really. That's. Oh, we had flavored condoms come out around the time I was in high school, and it was a weird trend. I don't know why, but like all the girls would just like suckle on the flavored condoms,
As like a candy.
like as a gum, like to test what they like. There was a Coca-Cola one,
Ew.
and it was because it was the same time that people were sucking on pacifiers because of rape culture.
Oh yeah. Well, we had pacifiers. That was a whole. There would be like the naughty girls, and they would wear pacifiers around their neck to school, which I loved.
See, we had pacifiers. We had a lot of the like the rave kids started like the rave culture started showing up around the high school at my high school around that time, and the Janko jeans,
The UFO pants.
Oh yeah, like there was this kid that would like had like glow sticks and no dancer prodigy really hard, as I was walking into my school.
That's so crazy. Did you ever go to any raves?
Not particularly. It's like I don't like. I didn't do any like late night events until like later on in life, like because those were like in a warehouse in the middle of nowhere, and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't like the woods.
Yeah.
I don't
no.
like being away from everything.
The woods is where people go to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I'd go camping with my friends here and there, and I was just like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
Like I was born in refugee camp. That should have been the last time I camped. Like we did the pinnacle of it.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it again. And like every time I go camping, I'm just like, this is just the floor of the ground is where we're gonna lay.
The floor of the ground. We're laying on the floor of this woods.
Yeah, it's not the best way to go about things. I feel like we've mastered a different way to exist that doesn't include me sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, it's called an Aman.
Yeah.
The hotel group. Look it up.
And also, like, there's 1,001 mosquitoes trying to eat you, and people are just like, I volunteer for this.
No.
I'm like, don't.
I feel so lucky that I found someone that hates camping just as much as I do.
Yeah.
I love nature.
I do too. But you know what? You can hang out in nature without
Yes.
being in a tent.
Let's go on a hike. Let's
Yeah.
go on a view. Let's go on a little trip, a little day trip. But to
Nature is
sleep-
everywhere.
Yeah. Nature's in my
There's-
backyard.
yeah.
Nature is out of the window of my nice hotel.
Nature is accessible and
Yes.
available for us in a distance that can be respected, but still allow me to find a place that has a bed and air conditioning.
Correct.
And
And a mini fridge if I really want.
honestly,
That's what it is.
like I'm not gonna like we're drinking warm beer.
No.
No.
No. I'm like needing to dig a hole to go to the bathroom. Absolutely not.
Look. I'm not gonna do it ever again.
No.
If I'm shitting in the woods, it's an emergency. Like a series of terrible things happen, and I have to shit in the
Yeah.
woods.
If either of us are caught shitting in the woods, you need to call 911. Is what needs to happen.
It's like my IBS is definitely acting up,
Yeah.
and I need help.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a little break. And we're back. Solomon, if you had to sort of think of like a quintessential high school story of yesteryear, what would that be to you? What was something where you were like, wow, that was so me in high school?
Jeez, I'm trying to remember my past.
I know it's hard. I can never remember my past because all that I see is an absolutely big and bright future.
That is very true. God, I ran for class president 3 times.
3 times?
Though I was not a popular kid at all. And it is clearly a popularity contest.
Which we don't fully know in the moment.
No, I knew that the whole time. I wasn't unself-aware of the situation. I was just like, maybe I can convince them that I'm the best leader here.
Yeah.
Clearly, going up against 2 of the most popular girls in school, both of them gorgeous, by the way. And here I am, Mr. Fuddy Duddy.
Mr. Fun in an all khaki outfit.
All khaki outfit. All of my, I think all my posters were like comic book characters because I was very excellent at drawing comic book, recreating, I just pretty much can, my art skill is being able to copy
Freehand?
Not freehand. I'm like, if you put a comic book art style in front of me, I probably can copy it.
Wow. Are you a lefty or a righty?
A righty.
Wow.
But yeah, it's not like, it's just a skill that I use to make my comic book posters, and they would just all say to vote for me. A lot of my posters were taken because people liked the art.
I was gonna say that sounds really beautiful.
Oh, it was like the posters were great.
Yeah.
However, the candidate me was not so great.
What was your slogan?
Oh gosh, I wish my brother used to know this, and I feel so annoyed that I don't remember what it is. But it would be like very like standard, like this is a 50, like it's like if I was a Pete Buttigieg of my high school is what I was.
You're like, a vote for me is a vote for peace.
Yes, that's the kind of dumb stuff that I wrote, and I definitely was like, and I would always every speech sort of began like, I know this that the class president is usually a popularity contest. However, and then I would proceed to talk about whatever dumb things I thought were important to the school, which was not important at all to anyone, and they all just. The debates were pointless. The other people that were involved that were debating against me truly gave zero effort, because why?
What would you guys have to debate?
I don't remember, but I feel like either of them could have easily gone up like, yeah, just vote for me. I don't know what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah. Like, as if did anybody actually care about?
No, not really. No one had any hard feelings. And like, for me, like that's probably like the most I ever gotten made fun of is because I was willing to put myself out there like that, even though I was truly out of place.
I'm proud of you.
You know what? But I lost all 3 times, and was also ended up just being the class treasurer, which is a non-elected position.
What do you do then? You just like
I ran the student store at one point.
Wow.
So I was the one that went to Costco and purchased the stuff.
Like what, snacks?
Those like the Otis Meyer cookies.
Yeah.
The Chupa Chupa lollipops.
Yes, I loved those. That banana split flavor.
People were fucking losing their minds for those Chupa Chupas.
Oh my god.
So it's just like there was nothing there that was like it's just me restocking the stuff that was already there.
What was your favorite snack in high school?
God, I think it was always Butterfinger. A Butterfinger and a Jolt Cola.
They don't make those anymore.
I know, and I was on another level of awake. I was truly just vibrating.
Amphetamines, who? Yeah, you're on a Butterfinger and a Jolt. You're literally like shaking. Wow, that's beautiful.
I think that was my if I had $1 to my name, those were the 2 things I got because they were like 50 cents each.
I love that little treat, like a little 2 or 3 p.m. sort of pick me up.
Oh, I would do like at 10 a.m.
Oh, I love that.
I was full chaos.
Were you a breakfast person?
Oh yeah, we had a pretty solid breakfast at the school. But there was always the same stuff, and I would get there like 45 minutes early, and they'd have it was waffles with maple butter.
Oh my god, this sounds delicious.
And we'd also watch music videos in the morning. Like I remember I watched the premiere of Masterpiece, Make 'Em Say
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. And my English teacher at this high school, I loved her because she would let us watch Jerry Springer in her classroom during lunch.
That's really fun. You have to have one fun teacher.
Yeah, she was the best. Well, she was the best at some of her class I understood what a divorcee was when she made us all listen to Tracy Chapman's Fast Car.
That's
twice in a row and then write how we felt about it.
That was an assignment?
That was what we did for a class one day.
Oh, she must have been going through something.
Oh, I was like, that is a heartbreak and a half.
I was on my episode with Shelby Wolstein that I'm going to spoil it, just recorded before this. We were talking about how unnatural it is to like see teachers cry and like to see like the emotional side of teachers. Did you ever see any teachers cry?
I didn't. I think because Seattle's a very like a liberal city, so it's not that. I wouldn't be too sorry.
You're getting emotional thinking about it.
The clamp. It's not a burp at all. I'm not 80% gas right now. But yeah, no, I feel like I've seen multiple teachers cry.
Really?
And we had we especially we had a teacher that was born in a Japanese internment camp. So like when we all learned about Japanese internment camps, and so that was a rough day. We had another teacher who like we also had like a lot of queer teachers. They weren't like saying they were out, but they were definitely not like saying like not holding back. Like they're not like denying it. We had like a really great we had a LGBT after school group for people. So like it was a really progressive. Like the most homophobic thing that happened to me in high school was this one kid. Like so they had to run track inside because it's Seattle and it rains.
Yeah.
So they was just running around the school, and he runs right behind me and he calls me a faggot, and runs off. And then I don't fully absorb it. I just take a drink of water, and then he comes back around and he apologizes profusely to me. He's like, I thought about what I did.
Yeah, in this 250 meters, I was able to actually reflect on my actions, and I'm so sorry.
It was like the most genuine, like in-depth apology. He was like, I thought we were friends, but I thought maybe that's not fair. And I was like, geez, all right.
That's so funny that you got an apology, like 2 minutes later?
I'm very probably like 45 seconds later. Like the school isn't that big.
Oh my God. That is so funny. And were you like, okay?
It was one of those things where I wasn't even done fully absorbing, like, because it wasn't like he stopped and said fag. He was just like, fag!
He's like doing it mid-sprint.
So I'm like putting it together in my head, like, what were the words that were just said to me? And then I get the apology for it.
That's so funny. Did you have sex or anything like that in high school?
No, that was not an option. That was not on the table. That was not something that I played with. That was every chance that I had multiple moments where people were like, "Are you gay? It's okay. It's safe to say it." I'm like, no. Still straight. Sorry. Believe it or not. Like, do you want a girlfriend? Absolutely not. But I'm still straight.
Did you have crushes?
Oh God, yeah, I had a crush on my 9th grade math teacher.
Oh.
He was the most unfortunate last name. I believe it was Coons.
Oh. Not a good last name.
Very hot though. Very attractive. And I don't think I had that many crushes with guys my age that were in real life. TV ones, yes.
Who were your TV crushes?
Like I'd watch Hocus Pocus at least twice a year.
Oh,
at that
don't
point.
even get me started. Were you
Omri Katz? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the guy that played Eddie Binks.
Yeah.
At the end, I was also
hottest. I was like, resurrect me. Like a 16th century ghost? Was that?
Yeah.
When did he die? It was
like, this is the 16th century because it was the witch trials.
Yeah. Truly.
Oh, yeah.
Find me a little snack and a half and a little Shakespearean top. I mean, why not?
No, I think I'd also like he was also on a show called Erie, Indiana, Omri Katz, and I would watch that on a repeat. It was also in the film Matinee as well. So yeah, his entire body of work I was very familiar with.
Steeped in 100%. Knock, knock, knock. Oh my God. Is that a knock on the door? Why, yes, it is. Welcome to the high school guidance counselor's office. It's me, your high school guidance counselor. In this segment of the show, you get to say fuck you or apologize for a wrongdoing of your past. If there's something that's haunted you from your high school, which sounds like you really didn't, you were kind of like fuck all of you bye. So maybe, we'll see. So you get to use this time to kind of clear your trauma.
To the other gay kid in school. I'm sorry I threw you under the bus. You were clearly the better of us. You couldn't hide as well as I could, and thank you for taking all the guff that I didn't want to. He was in the cheer team.
Wow.
He was dancing his butt off, and he was like gay, and I was like, yeah, I don't need that's you. I don't
Yeah.
need. So I think that's a wrongdoing on my part. I should have been more aligned. It wasn't that aggressive or mean, and why am I speaking for his experience? It could have been the worst he ever dealt with. I'm over here like, we didn't do that bad to you. We didn't bully you that hard, did we? You little baby. Like, no, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve any of that.
It's tough because it's like, I do think that when we're at that age, all of us are just functioning out of self-preservation and not really having enough tools to fully know how to do that yet.
Yeah. No, we were mean. Kids are mean. Kids suck.
Kids
It's
are
like
really
teens suck
mean.
even more. And it's like there's some leeway you can give people, but at the same time, like I think kids need to be told what's up real quick.
Teenagers, when they are mean to you, it is bone chilling.
Yeah, that's why I let them know they suck to their face.
That's good.
I was like I've never dealt with a teen. First of all, I don't deal with teens anymore. If I didn't create one, I don't have to deal with one. That's the rule that I live by. And they definitely love finding insecurity, and at that point it's like, who are you talking to? You don't have a job.
Yeah.
And also, your face is not done being made.
Yeah. Saying your face is not done being made to a teen is so funny.
Let your nose catch up, then we can have discussion, all right?
I'm sorry, your tiny nose on your big face is actually distracting me. And until it's done growing into its final form, I actually won't be talking to you.
Yeah, like your mustache is not even, like, everything is a whisper. I don't need that right now. I need someone who, I feel like it's necessary. Here's the thing, that I do believe that you do have to be mean to kids in one way or another, because some of them will get away with as much stuff as possible. But I think you should have to be nicer to the more delicate ones.
Yes.
The ones that are more free-spirited, more creative, and the gay ones. I'm talking about the gay ones and only the gay ones. The other ones, fuck them.
I agree. There needs to be more shame embedded in all the straights.
100%.
In all the good-looking straights.
Oh.
Shame.
Every guy in high school, I feel like, I think they should be in position with a much bigger person to give a good reason why they should graduate.
Yeah.
And if they suck, they should get hit in the face.
Yeah.
I feel like they all should get hit in the face.
Every think so.
Straight guy should get hit in the face once.
I was treated like such shit at the end of my senior year of high school, specifically by some girls, but specifically by boys. And the fact that adult, especially on the faculty, didn't step in and be like, you guys are all fucked and cruel and you're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
To this day, like, bothers me.
No, I think it's a necessary thing you have to do. Like, I think all the rest of us get our ample amount of shame. They need to get theirs as well. Because it does make you a better person. We're perfect now.
It's actually crazy. I wake up every morning and I think to myself, I am created perfect. I am God's masterpiece.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing.
You know?
And
sure, I have lupus. Okay, yes, I'm on an antidepressant. But God wanted me to be that way.
Look, I might shit 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But look at me.
Yeah.
Nothing flawless.
It's perfect.
Top to bottom.
Absolutely. Head to toe.
Head to toe.
Yeah.
The middle, some questions are going on in there.
But the head and the toe?
Head to toe?
Perfect. It's true. We're going to check in with Heavy in Classmate Corner to see if any of our listeners have written in something they want to get off their chest in this guidance counselor section.
Yeah, so this one might actually be good for this episode. So Chris writes in, my beef is with the New Jersey educational system circa 2000.
Me too.
And in the last quarter, we had a health class that was mostly just everyone discussing real-world issues. One day, we were debating topics and had to walk to either side of the room if we were for or against the topic. This day, it was just being gay. and I was closeted but truly too tired to even care at that point, and it was just me and one stoner dude in class on the pro-gay side. Truly a depressing and deep moment, but also a confounding one, and sort of absurd. I assume they're more thoughtful these days, hopefully. I truly love this podcast. Thank you.
That is wild.
Wow, thank you so much for writing in. And I am also going to give a hearty fuck you to the New Jersey education system circa 2008.
What?
They made the class physically separate on an issue, health class no less, on the issue of being gay?
I would have lost my mind. First of all, I'm trying not to laugh about this, but
No,
it's
it's
insane
absurd.
to even think of a whole room of people getting up like, okay, this side,
Yeah.
gay.
Yeah. And this
side?
side?
No,
gay. No gay ever.
It's oh god, like I've actually like I'm like when I went to the school I didn't like with the more white school, the day I arrived, unprompted, without giving me any heads up, I was the only black kid in class, and they were discussing they were debating affirmative action without like it was not like a fact-based debate. It was like how these kids felt about affirmative action. So I'm just showing up and they're just sitting down. And this one white kid's like, yeah, if I get an A and a black kid gets a C, he shouldn't get into school before me. I'm like, that's not how. And I'm sad to like, I literally, like, I got up, I left the class,
Yeah.
walked all the way to the mall, which was a 2-mile walk, by the way. So I walked 2 hours to the mall. It wasn't fully open yet, so I was there with a bunch of the mall walkers.
Yes.
And I just sat in front of Cinnabon till they opened.
Yes. I mean, I love Cinnabon.
Oh yes, and it's like then I was like, this is why black people are becoming diabetic, because we deal with racism and we have to have sugar. So I'm at a Cinnabon waiting for it to open.
But also the fact that teachers are really like, let's have the students discuss huge issues like affirmative action and being gay as if it's something that is even like up for debate.
Here's the thing: is when teachers, like journalists or anything like that, does something like this is we want to set up an unbiased space, and we're like, here's the thing: if the situation creates a biased situation, you're not creating an unbiased space.
No,
you're creating a situation where the people that don't want it, like that don't have it, you're making an unbiased space, and you're making the people that don't deserve to be attacked get attacked. So, fuck that teacher. They're probably, and it's just, you know what? I don't know what I was going to say.
I will say that
I got tired as I was talking about.
No, but because when I think back to like again being a teenager and to being impressionable and to like still having your mind be silly putty essentially, and to be forced to be put into these situations, and like now as adults when we see shitty adults, we're like, oh, I see why you're shitty.
Well, it's also like at that time you're just mimicking your parents' viewpoints, your political viewpoints, and that's not a time for that person to have to hold their ground in a political discussion.
Yeah,
it's like if you can't make a political viewpoint that isn't some like your dad's, then you shouldn't talk about it until you have your own point.
100%. I still cannot believe though this New Jersey health class made them divide by body
in front of everybody.
Yeah,
that should be an anonymous vote.
Yeah,
that should be.
Shut your eyes.
Who here is fine with gay people? Oh.
All
right. I guess we don't talk about it anymore.
2. I'm sorry that you went through that.
You know what? Yeah, I hope whoever did that to you, I hope they got crabs. I do. I mean it.
Or as I was told by my doctor, pubic lice.
Oh, that's what they're called as well?
I mean, yes, that is what they're called as well. Don't ask me how I know.
I don't know. I've never gotten anything anywhere. I've definitely not gotten chlamydia twice.
Chlamydia what? I definitely don't know the treatment for that being one huge dose of azithromycin.
Just a shot to the butt. They let me pick the cheek. I chose a different one for both times.
Gotta even it out somehow.
It's like, well, I got it left last time. I'm gonna go right this time.
If you could go back in time and give your high school self any advice, what would it be?
Oh God, stop being a little bitch. It's just, I feel like there's so like the world is so little at that time, and every problem is so big, and I think essentially like as a high school is like, it's like you just know that whatever you're going through is so temporary. and so inconsequential, and everybody in your high school will one day look at you and wish they were a loser in high school too, so they can be just as cool as you are right now.
That's gonna make me cry.
I'm sorry.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that.
It's going to be very hard for other people to apply that to their life because they're not me, but they can try.
They can try. And I will applaud you if you try. But I will know you will just be trying. You won't be succeeding.
You won't nail it, but you know what? It's the effort that matters.
Did you get any tattoos in high school?
No, I didn't get tattoos until I was like 39.
Really?
Everything is recent.
I was wondering because I love a good tattoo from the 90s, early thousands.
Oh.
I love good tattoos from that time.
I had no pain threshold. I wouldn't let anybody touch me.
There you go.
I did everything I did. I was like, hurts too much. I was a delicate teenager. I hit 6'4" at 16, and I weighed 130 to 140 pounds.
Oh my God, you were like a model.
It was a gust of wind could have taken me out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
No, I tried.
Yeah.
But then I gave up because it hurt.
Yeah. Hence why we were sitting on the track or whatever while the kid was running and calling you names.
Yes. It's like he ran. That's all that matters. Sports were never a thing I appreciated or willing to participate in because it doesn't have an endpoint that makes sense to me.
We're cut from the same cloth. I would be like, why?
What
Play soccer for a hoomst? I'm not Mia Hamm.
No, I didn't.
This is not happening.
I didn't ride a bike till I was 12 because I'm like, I saw a car.
Guess what? I didn't ride a bike till I was 20.
Oh, look at that. It's still not worth it.
No. I say, Tevi is on a mopedy thing. And I'm like, what are you doing? 2 wheels? No. 4 wheels, airbags, doors.
Yeah.
Give me that.
The way I live my life is, does it have an air conditioner?
Yeah. Period.
That's it. Like, oh, does it have an air conditioner? Well, it's not my mode of transportation now.
Did you go to prom?
I didn't go to, since I didn't graduate high school the traditional way, I did go to my lesbian friend's prom, like a very cliche homosexual.
I love that.
I got a burgundy shirt and I matched. I got a burgundy collarless shirt for my tux.
Beautiful. Very. I feel like you were very ahead of the fashion.
And I matched my hair color to it.
You have burgundy hair?
Yes.
Beautiful. So burgundy hair, burgundy shirt, black tux.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, this sounds gorgeous.
And my friend Hope, she built in her. She made her dress.
We love.
So there was like a cigar case built into it, so she was able to pull out 2 cigars, and she also had a flask sewn in, so she can just pull it out.
That's cigars.
Cigars. So we had cigars, and I had whiskey for the first time and smoked a cigar for the first time, and both, I can tell you right now, most disgusting things I ever had.
To have your prom date pull out a cigar from their dress really tickles me.
We had a good time.
Did you smoke weed in high school?
I didn't do weed until I was. It was after high school, and I was very drunk on screwdrivers, and I said no up until that point, and then I was drunk enough to be like, I'll smoke weed.
There you go.
And I took a giant rip off a 3-foot bong from the first time
Love
of my life, and I vomited for the rest of the night.
And we live and we learn, as we say in Les Biz. Now, I know that you didn't have a traditional high school graduation, but if you could guess what your classmates would have given you as a senior superlative, what do you think they would have said?
I think they would have given me. I'm trying to think. I think it would be most likely to succeed.
Yeah.
Because I was that girl.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what chaotic things I did, people were like, "This bitch is gonna beat us."
Yeah.
At life.
Yeah.
And they're right.
Yeah.
So I think most likely to succeed would have been mine.
I would have loved to have been around you in high school to see your teeth really come out.
Look, I was very always I'm a Capricorn, very business-minded, I'm a logical person, which I think is to a fault sometimes. If it's irrational to me, I don't like doing middlemen. I don't like adding steps. I don't like, and I think that's always what I was like in high school. So, yeah, I would have
To
been
the point.
an insufferable person as a teenager. By the way, truly it was.
I just like any teen that is super laser focused and discerning with their taste and their goals and all of this stuff. I just think that is a lethal combo.
Yeah, it can be, but also it really makes it for a very annoying person.
Because I guess also if you have what were your parents? It sounds like your parents were kind of just letting you do your thing.
No, they weren't. They were definitely in the way too often. That's why I ran away.
Okay, that's fair.
So they let me doing my own thing in the concept of stuff they didn't understand.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't like go hang out after school for very long. I couldn't do extracurricular activities without like their permission.
Right.
But like everything like, and I definitely had like the career goals they wanted me to have, but at the end of the day, as laser focused and logical as I was also like, I want to be on the stage.
Yeah.
I want to dance my little dance. I want to tell my little jokes. I want to create, and that kind of creature had to become. That's a creature that got to flourish after high school was over.
And here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are.
Just
in full
rich,
form.
Rich.
Rich.
So rich. The wealthiest person in this country right now.
I didn't want to say anything when you came on the pod, but
I wanted to immediately. I wish that was the only thing we discussed.
tell me more about your wealth. So what are you projecting you're going to be paying in taxes this year?
I don't.
I
Why would I?
Taxes?
Wealth.
I'm rich.
Rich.
I am wealth.
Yeah. No one pays taxes that are rich.
That actually is true.
How would you? That's the dumbest way to be rich. Pay taxes. You'll become poor that way.
Oh, it feels good to laugh about it. Solomon, thank you so much for coming on this little
Greta.
pod.
I'm so happy to be here.
What a treat.
I love the space.
What I need to have happen is I need you to actually come back for a 2-parter, and I need to actually talk way more about your time running away. Because that, I feel like we kind of just like glazed over that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you that I lived with Brendan Fraser's estranged older brother. There's so much.
What? After we mentioned Bedazzled?
Part 2.
You lived with Brendan Fraser's older brother?
Yeah, Regan Fraser.
When you were 17?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How did you meet each other?
At the hostel. Look, this is all going to be in part 2, so I don't know
what. Can you please come back for part 2? Because I will be you will be receiving an email to get you back on for part 2.
We can talk about part 2.
I'm not. This is not a bit.
I know it's not a bit.
Great.
I'm also being serious.
You're coming back for part 2.
Also, every bit I do, kind of serious.
Yeah, when you're like, I'm perfect and rich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a joke.
Solomon, where can everyone find you and see you and intake more of you?
I have a podcast called The Juice with Team Coco where I just talk about gossip, crazy local small scale gossip, very low petty, high stakes. Or no, low stakes, high petty. That's the moniker that I made up. Glad I remember my own slogan.
That was actually what you ran your class president slogan.
Exactly. And Solomon Georgio all across the board. There's no other one that matters.
That's true.
They don't own any of the names. I do.
Yeah, you've patented it.
Yeah.
Just like Blue Ivy.
Oh. I should patent it.
Yeah,
I didn't even consider it. Okay.
Well, now here we go.
Off to the patent office I go right after this.
Now skirting off.
Okay.
Yeah. Trademark it. Wow, what a stunning episode of Senior Superlatives with me, your absolutely perfect, gorgeous, iconic host, Greta Titelman. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for writing in. Please continue to write us your little tidbits at seniorsuperlativespod@gmail.com with the subject line Classmates Corner. Thank you so much. Thank you to my producer, Tevi, for using your voice this episode. Be safe on your scooter. And to all of you out there, as I say every week, stay cool, never change. Until next time, ta-ta.
That was a Headgum podcast.